Now on CoastTV News.
Candidates selected, the Democrat running for the District 20's special election is no longer a mystery, and we'll introduce you. July 4th festivities will tell you the firework regulations in both Maryland and Delaware to ensure you have a safe time this holiday weekend.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Elisa Weber and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. Happening today, communities all across Delmarva will celebrate the 4th of July, especially the first town in the first state. Lewis has a day planned with a ton of activities, and here are some of the highlights. The city says at noon, it's the 28th annual July 4th celebration and car show at the Trinity Faith Christian Center. At 1:30, the Independence Day Boat Parade sets off from the Roosevelt Inlet and heads towards Savannah Bridge. At 5 p.m., you can catch the Doodah Parade. And of course, the night will wrap up with fireworks at dusk. And with all the festivities, there are road closures in Lewis to be aware of. According to the city, 2nd Street will be closed all day to cars. The Savannah Bridge will close for drivers at 7 p.m., followed by the Freeman Highway Bridge at 8 p.m. Officials say after the fireworks show, traffic will be held for at least 30 minutes so pedestrians and cyclists can safely leave the area. That includes traffic coming from Cape Henlopen State Park. And this just in, Bethany Beach has been hosting events all week to celebrate today's holiday, and here's what's taking place today. The town says a 4th of July parade is taking place at noon. Then at 7:30, rock out with the Rick K. Road Show, and fireworks are set to light up the sky at night. And to end the week, officials say the 6-string soldiers will take the bandstand stage at 7:30 on Saturday. And across Delmarva, there will be road closures and increased police in Laurel during the town's events today. According to police, the Popular Bridge will be closed from 8 to 11 p.m. Delaware Avenue from Front Street to Willow Street and Front Street from Central Avenue to Willow Street will both be closed from noon to 10 p.m. Streets along the parade route will also be closed from 6:30 to 8:30. That parade will step off around 7 o'clock and the fireworks show will begin at 9 p.m. And for an in-depth guide to all of the events happening across Delmarva today and throughout the entire weekend, you can head to coasttv.com or our news app. And we are now taking a live look outside at a very busy Rehoboth Beach. Bob, I'm not there, but I know that is a beautiful beach day. Not a cloud in the sky though, so make sure you wear your sunscreen.
Wow, yeah, at least I think word's out on the street that it's a beautiful beach day. All those beach umbrellas, just gorgeous at the coast right now. 78 Bethany Beach, Rehoboth 78, Lewis 77. A little warmer inland, Salisbury 83, Georgetown 82 and 81. Gumboro, a beautiful 4th of July. As we have a northeasterly breeze, that breeze coming in behind a cold front, and we are drier. We've got some dew points now in the 50s. That's indicating indeed drier air that continues to build in. As we're seeing, feels like temperatures pretty close to the actual temperatures into the low 80s right now as we're looking at mainly clear skies, a little hazy out there, some high clouds, otherwise just gorgeous. High pressure building in. We had a cold front slide through earlier on, but now we've got high pressure building in from the west, and that has turned our flow in out of the north and northeast with dry air and just a beautiful weather pattern as we go into the afternoon. You can see really the northeast part of the country is enjoying beautiful weather. So futurecast looking great for your outdoor activities. Mid to upper 80s around the noon hour. Inland areas a little cooler at the beaches. Maybe you're firing up the grill around 2, mid to upper 80s, and we'll keep it warm through the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. Really nice and looking like great weather as we get closer to fireworks time, and we're looking at the planner this afternoon with beautiful conditions into the low to mid 80s and feeling like that temperature because it will be dry. And then the weather fantastic for the fireworks. I'll have your fireworks forecast, and the weather looks good heading into the weekend as well, and maybe some tropical trouble too. I'll have more on that coming up in my forecast a little bit later in the newscast.
Thank you, Bob. Drivers heading to the Chesapeake Bay Bridge are getting a heads up on the best and the worst times to travel. The Maryland State Highway Administration says traffic should be normal on the 4th, but the agency says avoid using the bridge Saturday and Sunday between the hours of 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. The State Highway Administration is stopping non-emergency lane closures through early Monday morning. They'll also have extra patrols in busy areas to quickly clear broken down cars and help with crash cleanup. Drivers hitting the road for the 4th of July weekend may not have as much pain at the pump this year. Prices have dropped since we last covered them on Thursday. According to AAA, the average price of a gallon of gas in Delaware is $3.17 per gallon. In Maryland, it's $3.21, and in Virginia, $3.08. This does not stray too far from the national average of $3.16. That's down from $3.49 per gallon from last year. AAA says a record-setting 61.6 million people are expected to travel by car this 4th of July weekend. And if you're planning on holding your own fireworks show in Delaware, you might want to rethink. The state law only allows non-explosive ground-based products like sparklers or jumping jacks. Aerial and explosive fireworks such as bottle rockets and firecrackers are not allowed. Officials say illegal possession could lead to possible fines. And in Maryland, there are similar rules. According to the state, on the Eastern Shore, only ground-based fireworks like the ones we just described are allowed. This includes all of the counties such as Wicomico and Worcester. However, officials say that Ocean City has extended permissions. Following Thursday's Democratic Public Forum in Lewis, the District 20 Democratic Committee chose a candidate for the special election. The committee unanimously picked Alona Berry, but they did vote twice. That seat is currently vacant after former Representative Stell Parker-Selby resigned. She will face Republican Nikki Miller on the ballot. Berry worked under former Delaware Governor John Carney and says she has experience with both budgeting and policies.
There's no better time than right now in this moment. There's a lot happening both federally and locally, and I think we need really strong leaders in Dover who understand how our state system works, who understand the impacts of policies being passed in our state, and understand how that translates back to our district.
And Berry told CoastTV she hopes to continue Parker-Selby's legacy. And this week, the Sussex County Republican Party officially named Nikki Miller as their candidate for the special election. Miller had already filed for the 2026 race. This is Miller's second attempt at the seat. Miller lost to Parker-Selby by just 275 votes in 2024. Miller told CoastTV she hopes the experience she gained from past campaigns will better her chances in a special election.
When I was principal and when I'm in administrator role, I care about constituents, right? That's just going to be bigger now. So my responsive to the constituents, being that voice for them, not only when we're voting on things, but being there to support them in other ways.
And that special election is set for August 5th. Coming up after the break, Rehoboth water risks. We'll tell you why officials in Rehoboth Beach are warning you about the water. A water advisory has been issued for a part of Rehoboth Beach. According to the city, Denrick found elevated levels of bacteria in the water near the avenue. The beach remains open, but swimmers are advised to keep their heads above water. The city says most people are fine, but few people with weakened immune systems can get ill after swimming in water like this. This typically happens after a heavy rainstorm when stormwater runoff collects animal waste. And for more information on this, you can head to our article posted on CoastTV.com and over on our mobile app. 2 chicken houses caught fire on the same Caroline County property this week. This is on Tuckahoe Road in Denton. The fire marshal says the chickens in both houses were killed, but it's unclear how many. A firefighter was taken to the hospital for heat exhaustion while battling those flames. Damage is estimated at more than $1 million.
We have a gorgeous 4th of July in progress. A little hazier right now in Laurel, some puffy clouds, 81, but much drier with dew points in the 50s and 60s. And then into the mid 80s this afternoon. Pretty much picture perfect Independence Day for the region. Sunny, pleasant conditions, great for cookouts, and the fireworks weather this evening looking fantastic. I'll have that coming up. Congratulations to Beth Lindsay from Lewis on winning a new umbrella from Paul Davis and CoastTV. More on your 4th of July holiday weekend forecast after the break. Just about a picture-perfect 4th of July for Delmarva. Hope you're having a great day so far. Tullen and Razor Camp, beautiful blue skies, a bit of a northeast breeze across Delaware Bay. Looks like a couple of boats in Roosevelt Inlet right now, and just a beautiful 4th of July, as we'll be in the low 80s along the coast and the beaches and a little warmer inland areas. And maybe you're firing up the grill. I know I'll be doing that later this afternoon, and maybe you're throwing some hamburgers and hot dogs on there. 2 p.m. 85, 86 at 4, and 84 at 6, and lower humidity. So you shouldn't be sweating too much cooking out there this afternoon. And we've got some fireworks tonight. Lewis, Bethany Beach, OC. We're looking at gorgeous conditions. Sunset 8:28, and then absolutely perfect conditions. 74 around sunset, and then falling temperatures as we go through the evening hours. Right now we're seeing temperatures lower 80s for the most part, inland areas. 70s at the beaches, 77 Lewis, Bethany Beach, and Rehoboth, both at 79. But the important thing are the dew points. Anytime they dip into the 50s, that's indicating drier air building in, and we're seeing some of those 50-degree dew points inland areas. So that means the air is drying out. It's much more comfortable and feels like temperatures pretty much like the actual temperatures in the low 80s, as we have a northeast breeze right now, a little stronger at the beaches. Otherwise, just a beautiful day, mostly sunny skies. Really not a cloud to be seen across much of Delmarva. We had a cold front move through earlier. That's reinforcing some cooler and drier air as high pressure is building in across the Great Lakes, bringing a beautiful 4th of July across the mid-Atlantic and northeast, and really much of the eastern half of the country looking great. However, we are watching this little spin off the southeast coast. This brought some really heavy rain to the east coast of Florida, and this has a chance to develop into a tropical entity of some sort. It's still trying to get organized right now, and right now we think it could develop. There is a 60% chance of this developing in the next couple of days and then tracking up the coast as we go through time. It looks like it might track inland a little bit. Does not look like a big system over the next few days. Here's Futurecast this afternoon into the mid to upper 80s inland areas. So a beautiful 4th of July afternoon. A little cooler at the beaches with 70s and 80s, and beautiful this evening. And once again, temperatures cooling into the 70s with clear skies for the fireworks tonight, and a little bit on the cool side as we go into Saturday morning with temperatures in the low to mid 60s. Definitely need a light jacket out the door. And then Saturday, another beautiful day, temperatures into the mid 80s. I think the humidity will start to creep up the second half of the weekend. So we're starting out in the 60s and 70s Sunday morning, and then by afternoon, mid to upper 80s, and maybe some moisture in the form of showers later on in the day on Sunday. As we're seeing this spin off the southeast coast, right now it's just got winds of 30 miles per hour, but it looks like it will track up the coast in some fashion. Some traction to the west, others are to the east, but we'll see the remnants of that system probably coming in our direction as we go into Monday in some form. So clouds, some showers, maybe heavier showers at times on Monday, and then maybe a little break in the action Monday night before the rain moves back in on Tuesday, as we're almost in the comfortable range as we go into the weekend, but then the muggy meter into the very humid to miserable range next week. And you can see how rain chances really bump up on Monday up to 76% chance, and looking unsettled into next week. But today, gorgeous, 84 in Seaford, Laurel, and Georgetown, 80 in Rehoboth, sunny and pleasant, 84 in Easton, Cambridge, 84 for you, Vienna, 85, Salisbury checking in with 85, Berlin, 84, and Ocean City, 85 degrees. Paul Davis 7-day forecast looking good for the weekend, especially Saturday, 87, but more clouds. Sunday, 89, maybe some showers later in the day into Monday. We'll be watching that system coming up the coast in some fashion, mid 80s, and then showers and storms scattered Tuesday through Thursday, highs into the mid to upper 80s.
Coming up tonight on DSN, your game of the night at 5, it's Stellar Fights 64. Then at 8:30, it's Stellar Fights 66. Coast TV will be right back. Delaware winemakers and consumers may soon be getting a taste of long-awaited change. House Bill 187, which passed both the House and the Senate, would allow licensed producers to ship limited quantities of wine directly to consumers' homes with age checks and delivery safeguards. If signed by Governor Matt Meyer, Delaware would become the 49th state to allow direct wine shipment. Local wineries say it's a business boost and a big step forward after a decade-long push in the first state.
The state's going to get more money in their coffers. The Delaware residents win because now they can get their favorite wine shipped to their house. And we, as small wineries in the state of Delaware, we win too.
A spokesperson for Governor Meyer said Governor Meyer and his legal team are reviewing all legislation simultaneously. A heads up for drivers near Milton. Webb Road will be closed between Gravel Hill Road and Shingle Point Road next week. DelDOT says crews will be working on underground utility lines tied to the Four Winds Farm development. That closure starts Monday, July 14th at 7 a.m. and runs through Friday, the 18th. Coming up, fourth, food safety, how to avoid illnesses as the grill heats up. It's July 4th, and if you're planning a cookout or get-together, health officials are urging you to keep food safe. According to the USDA Food Safety and Inspection Service, keep your hands, utensils, and surfaces clean before, during, and after you prepare food. Never keep raw meat away from other foods to eat to avoid cross-contamination. Third, make sure that meat you're grilling reaches the right temperature, and don't leave food out that can spoil.
If you're not safe or careful, they can make you sick, and we definitely don't want our 4th of July festivities ruined by foodborne illness.
Every year in the U.S., there are an estimated 48 million cases of foodborne illness and 3,000 deaths, according to the CDC.
Definitely some good tips there with a lot of folks cooking out on this 4th of July. It's a beautiful day. Ocean view 79. Surprised not to see more boats out there right now as we're moving into the low 80s. So great weather for cookouts and the fireworks as we head into this upcoming evening. Call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone. The number is 443-880-9100. Sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead, Mandalis, Federico. The nice weather continues into the weekend. Your 10-day forecast is next. We're looking at a gorgeous rest of our 4th of July along the coast. Lower 80s for you, a little cooler there, but upper 80s inland areas and the eastern shore. And this evening, the weather looking fantastic for the fireworks. Looking at 78 around 8 o'clock, then falling through the 70s, 9 and 10 p.m. Clear skies, light winds. Paul Davis 10-day forecast, beautiful into the weekend, especially Saturday, 87 more clouds, Sunday 89. And then we're watching tropical moisture coming up the coast, so kind of rainy on Monday, 85. And then scattered storms Tuesday through Friday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Midday. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app, and don't forget to join us for Coast TV News at 5 later this afternoon. Have a great day.